discourse where we can discuss our differences and hear each other out, and maybe we'll get to an understanding of each other's perspective. And I think that's the important thing. I'm not imposing my opinions or my thoughts on anyone. I'm simply creating a venue for that type of discourse. And I think, that's at least a good start.
Asaid, I want to bring you in now because you have some reporting about the New York City Fire Department, or the New York Fire Department. But first, let me get your reaction to this, and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I immediately thought about the signs down in Mississippi about Emmett Till, which I know has been consistently defaced. I think that does speak to what we are up against in terms of those who do not want to see those expressions of Black humanity, of Black folks being their full selves, and what George Floyd has come to represent, which was that national call for racial justice. In the same way that sculpture represents those sides, the defacing represents a community that has not wanted to see that, and that has been consistent throughout, I think, the history of this country. So I think it's a great point to mention the unity and community that came from it, but all sides here are represented, the power of that sculpture, but also those who do not want to see that power expressed, and that is purely what those protests were about last summer.
So let's get to your report. Thank you for that, Asaid. Let's get to your reporting now, and the New York Times, that the New York City Fire Department suspended 9 firefighters for sharing racist memes and jokes about George Floyd's death. What types of things were they saying?
It truly was shocking. We had memes that gloated about how police could legally shoot Black children. You had memes that showed George Floyd's final dying moments that made fun of those moments. That's actually written into the rule book, and that has seeped into the culture. It both is true for those text messages, and it's true for those experiences that we had talked about with those firefighters who are coming up against an ingrained culture of whiteness and of bigotry.
Yeah. The FDNY said that this was some of the biggest disciplinary action that they have ever taken. Asaid, Chris, thank you so much. I appreciate both of you joining us, and keep up the great work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tonight, the Texas State Board of Pardons and Paroles voting to recommend a full posthumous pardon to George Floyd for his 2004 drug conviction. Floyd had lived in Houston, and the district attorney of Harris County hails the board's decision, saying that she hopes it brings a measure of comfort to Floyd's family. The final decision on a pardon rests with Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema confronted by activists where she teaches at Arizona State University, and they followed her into a bathroom.
Right now is the real moment that our people need.
Introducing Fidelity Income Planning. We look at how much you've saved, how much you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Along the way, we'll give you ways to be tax efficient, and you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from savings to living.
Growing up in a little red house on the edge of a forest in Norway, there were 3 things my family encouraged: kindness, honesty, and hard work. Over time, I've come to add a 4th: be curious. Be curious about the world around us, and then go. Go with an open heart, and you will find inspiration anew.
Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
Rib-shaped sandwich. Arby's real country-style rib sandwich. Hilarious. Glorious. What? Restructured pork patty shaped like a miniature rack of ribs. Real country-style ribs. On an Arby's sandwich. Arby's, we have the meat.
I buy out the
Real World because they have amazing pieces for the low.
Top designers up to 90% off retail.
Super sustainable to give clothing a second life.
Shop now and get 20% off with code TRR20 at therealreal.com. Terms apply.
I had been giving Coley kibble. It never looked like real food. With the farmer's dog, you can see the pieces of turkey. It smells like actual food. As he's aged, he's still quite energetic and youthful. I really attribute that to diet.
Get started at longlivedogs.com.
Grammarly is your personal writing assistant for clear emails, confident messages, stronger essays, and more to help you and your kids get work done from anywhere. Write with Grammarly, wherever you work. Download today at Grammarly.com.
Did you know some deodorants may not last all day? Secret works immediately and is designed to last for up to 48 hours. With Secret, keep it fresh. Available in over 10 amazing scents and aluminum free. Secret.
Someday, you'll catch the perfect wave with an average of $550 worth of benefits to enjoy during your stay at fine hotels and resorts properties. Someday can be any day you want. One of the many reasons you're with Amex Platinum.
The name's Bond, James Bond.
This is it.
We don't know what this is.
Who is he? No Time to Die. Rated PG-13.
It's okay, everyone. I got this.
Are you a doctor?
Negative. I just watch a ton of medical dramas on Sling TV.
With Sling, you're confident you get the best of live TV for less. Get your first month now for only $10. Sling.
At Aspen Dental, we help you find your happy place, like milkshake mustaches, high fives, and high dives, or 3-on-3s, 2-on-2s, and 1-on-1s. We see how these moments make us smile, so we make it easy to share your smile with safe and convenient care all in one place, with evening and weekend hours. Right now, new patients get a complete exam and x-rays free without insurance. Plus, everyone saves 20% on their treatment plan. Celebrate life's happiest moments. Call 1-800-ASPEN-DENTAL or book online today.
So take this and listen. Well, please. So, activists upset, making sure Democratic Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin know it, the two facing a flurry of frustration over their roles in holding up Biden's economic agenda. In Arizona, Senator Sinema, confronted by young protesters waiting outside a class she was teaching at Arizona State University, following her into the bathroom with their demands for action. Watch.
Senator, we want to talk to you real quick. Want to talk to you real quick?
Hi, actually, I am heading out.
Right now is a real moment that our people need in order for us to be able to talk about what's really happening. We need a Build Back Better plan right now.
So that we can have justice and solutions that we need for immigration, labor, climate change. Pass the bill. Build Back Better. Pass the bill. Build Back Better. Pass the bill.
Okay, so the full video has already been viewed more than 5.5 million times on Twitter. They succeeded in getting attention. They did. But what kind? When you violate someone's privacy, it blurs a line between activism and harassment. I'm not sure if it's even that blurry. It's harassment. Senator Sinema saying today that, quote, their behavior was not legitimate protests. President Biden and Senator Schumer both saying that the tactics crossed the line. Whatever point these protesters want to make, very few arguments, if any, have been won by yelling at someone in a bathroom. Okay, it also probably won't make the target more sympathetic to your cause. And if you're thinking, oh, look, Don is defending a Democrat. I said the same thing when Tucker Carlson was accosted in a fishing store this summer. It was going too far then, and it is going too far now. And the thing is, there are a lot of Americans who do want Sinema and Manchin to support Biden's agenda. And there are so many great ways to protest and prove your point. But this ain't it. Only 2 weeks away from what could be an economic catastrophe. President Biden attacking Republicans for refusing to raise a debt ceiling.
I've always focused on my career, but when we found out our son had autism, his future became my focus. Lavender baths always calmed him, so we turned bath time into a business. And building it with my son has been my dream job.
At Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you live your dreams today. Find a Northwestern Mutual advisor at nm.com.
When the threat from fire and water damage is at its biggest, hand the cleanup over to the team that stays with you until even the smallest detail is taken care of. 1-800-SERVPRO, the #1 choice in commercial cleanup and restoration.
Tonight, I'll be eating a buffalo chicken panini with extra hot sauce.
Tonight, I'll be eating salmon sushi with a Japanese jiggly cheesecake. Kind of good.
Fire.
Naz? Yeah? Spare a pound?
What?
You know, bones, shillings, lolly.
Lolly.
Bangers and mash.
I'm sorry?
Don't have any money.
You don't look broke.
My rocket is skint.
With the timeless protection of ADT, it's safe to say,
Hey, Google, unlock the front door.
when you've helped save more lives than any other home security brand, it's safe to say, there's a reason millions of people trust ADT to help protect what matters most.
Finding a Bigfoot is really hard, but finding the perfect products to wow your customers or celebrate your team, easy. Just go to 4imprint.com. For promotional products people use and love, 4imprint, for certain.
It's time to start your own business, to turn your dream into something official. You've got the talent, the know-how, the hustle, and now you've got someone who has your back. LegalZoom has helped launch and support millions of small businesses because we believe everyone deserves a chance to follow their dreams. It's your time, so start an LLC, corporation, or nonprofit with LegalZoom today. LegalZoom, let's make it official.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
The new CNN original series, Diana, premieres Sunday at 9 on CNN. From the time you're born, a gland in your brain produces growth hormone. It's what makes you stay lean, build strong muscles, and feel energetic. Unfortunately, around the age of 20, your body starts producing less GH. And by the time you're in your 40s and 50s, it's much harder to stay energetic, lean, and build muscle. But what if there was a way to tell your body to get back to work and boost your GH levels again? Nugenix GH Boost uses an amino acid and botanical blend, clinically demonstrated to help your body boost its own GH levels more than 100%. Text BORN to 321321 to get your complimentary sample of Nugenix GH Boost. You'll get the boost you need to sculpt a stronger, leaner body that is sure to turn heads. Get back to work with Nugenix GH Boost. Text BORN to 321321 to get a compliment.
Would you ever relinquish your weapons?
Not a chance.
Closed captioning brought to you by Mesobook.com.
We proudly help veterans with mesothelioma. Call for a free book, 1-800-822-0400, or go to mesobook.com.
Tonight, President Biden slamming Republicans for refusing to join Democrats in raising the nation's debt ceiling, calling their actions hypocritical, dangerous, and disgraceful. Congress facing a deadline of October 18th, 2 weeks from tonight, to increase the country's borrowing limit, or the nation could default on its debt for the first time in history. Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen testifying on Capitol Hill today, saying she is coming forward because she says Facebook knows its platforms are used to spread hate and misinformation, but she alleges the company hides that evidence. And is this the end of the COVID pandemic? Is it the end in sight? New cases, hospitalizations, and deaths are all trending down. But what about the upcoming holiday season? We're going to get some answers from our very own Dr. Sanjay Gupta. But first, I want to bring in now CNN senior political analyst Kirsten Powers and John Avlon. Good evening to both of you. Good to see you. Mr. Avlon, you are first. So the country is facing the potential of its first default in our history. Republicans know that this can be catastrophic, but they're still refusing to blink. Do they care about what this could do to the country, or do you think this is all about making Democrats look bad?
Well, as Mitch McConnell said in a previous debt ceiling and default crisis, this is a hostage they're willing to ransom. But that itself, of course, is a very dangerous game by its nature. And here we are tricycling towards a fiscal cliff yet again. Default would be disastrous, not just to our economy, but the world economy, because we're the world's reserve currency. And we're the only nation in the world, major industrialized nation in the world, that does this to ourselves. This is a self-inflicted crisis. We need to get rid of the debt ceiling and stop this polarization of it. We've raised the debt ceiling 31 times under Republican presidents since 1980. Mitch McConnell's voted for debt ceiling increases that dramatically add to the debt. This is designed to pay for things the Republican Congress already allocated under President Trump. So stop this gamesmanship. Stop holding the American economy hostage for partisan political gains.
Yeah. Kirsten, we talked about it before. I think the term you like to use is owning the libs, right? That's why most Republicans are doing what they're doing. And we're talking about paying bills, as John just pointed out, that have already been approved to be spent. I mean, this isn't, and this isn't mainly Trump's debt that the GOP is refusing to pay.
Yeah, well,
it is mainly his debt that I said that wrong. It is mainly Trump's debt that they're refusing to pay. Let's get that right.